Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. Uh, we got a lot to talk about today. We got Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and we'll get to some NBA news as well, and we'll get to all that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 uh, trivia question. It is an NBA trivia question. Which basketball player retired with from the NBA with the highest career scoring uh, per player per game average? And I'll have the answer later on the podcast. And right now, uh, the Browns have once again uh, and still are restructuring Deshaun Watson's contract. A source told ESPN's Field Yates, clearing nearly $36 million in cap space that will make Cleveland cap compliant ahead of the new league year. Before the restructuring of Watson's deal Thursday morning, the Browns were $22 million over the cap. Now they have cleared 36 million and are now cap compliant. So that'll help them out because now free agency is officially underway. We'll get to that shortly. Uh, Watson, 29, has 2 years remaining on the 5 year, fully guaranteed $230 million contract. He signed in March of 2022 and is owed 46 million in each of the next two seasons. He has been rehabbing at the Browns practice facility in Berea, Ohio, after re-tearing his right Achilles tendon 3 months after the initial injury in October. Browns general manager Andrew Berry said last month at the NFL scouting combine that the team's focus for Watson is making sure that he gets healthy and emphasized that there's uh, uh, nothing nefarious. It's just an unfortunate accident. Uh, While the Browns still owe Watson 92 million, Berry has been uh, adamant that the deal would not prevent the organization from being active in free agency, where they are expected to sign a veteran quarterback. And Barry added at the combine that the Browns' cap and cash situation will not be prohibitive for us to do things if the opportunity presents itself. On multiple occasions, the Browns have executed a restructure of Watson's contract, converting his salary to a signing bonus that can be spread out over 5 years to clear immediate cap space. The Browns expect Watson to miss significant time in the 2025 season as he rehabs the lower leg injury because of suspension and injuries. Watson has played in just 19 games since the Browns traded 3 first-round draft picks to acquire him from the Houston Texans. Watson posted the lowest total quarterback rating in the NFL before his season-ending injury. Cleveland also is expected to receive some cap relief via its insurance policy on Watson's contract after he missed 10 games in the 2024 season. The Browns have the second overall pick in this year's draft, and there is a growing speculation that they will target a quarterback with their first selection. Cleveland's hosting top prospects Cam Ward and Shador Sanders, among other top 30 visits, and that was last week. So, but I do think that they will draft a quarterback with that first pick in the first round. If not, it'll be a defensive end player. But I do feel they need to take Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, or Jackson Dart, either way. Although this year's quarterback draft class is not the greatest, and but we'll see if they take a quarterback with this first pick in the first round, or if they take a defensive end. So we shall see when the draft commences on April 25th through the 27th. And I will be podcasting round one and all the rounds 1 through 7, all the rounds of the NFL draft, leading up to the final pick, Mr. Irrelevant. And hopefully for round one, my guest will be Matt Murphy. I'll be at the Murphy house again, hopefully, since I have not been. Hopefully it'll be Matt Murphy. And we'll break down round one and we'll let you know all the picks. So I look forward to that beginning on April 25th, going through April 27th. The Cleveland Browns and defensive end Myles Garrett reached a historic 4-year contract extension that averages $40 million per year and includes $123.5 million in guaranteed money. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported on Sunday, this past Sunday. This new contract makes Garrett the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. This news comes after Garrett requested a trade from the team and seemed to be leaving the team. He stood his ground on wanting to move to another team, but now he will stay in Cleveland. Garrett was even reported to say he would not accept a contract extension from the Browns if given to him. The Browns remained adamant that they wanted to keep their star defensive end player on the roster, so they did just that by giving him a huge contract extension. It was rumored throughout the past month that the Super Bowl 29 winning Philadelphia Eagles were interested in acquiring Garrett. The whole reason Garrett requested a trade was to play for a Super Bowl winning caliber team. So the Eagles appear to be a good landing spot. But Garrett will stay in Cleveland despite all the potential new teams listed that could have played. He could have played for. Now here's the full contract details, courtesy of NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. Myles Garrett is now, as you know, is now the highest paid non QB in NFL history. Now here are the full details. It's a 4-year contract extension, 6 total years, 40 million APX. No trade clause, 100 million cash first 3 years, 1 million annual workout bonuses, 88,800,000 execution guarantees, and 122,796,125 total guarantees. Blair played in all 17 games last season, totaling 14 sacks, 47 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. He won the NFL Defensive Player of the Year award in 2023. And the Browns finally made a move as NFL free agency got underway this week. Although they didn't technically sign a player. According to multiple reports, including from Mary Kay Cabot of Channel 3 News media partner, Cleveland.com, the Browns have acquired quarterback Kenny Pickett from the Eagles. In exchange, Cleveland sent fellow quarterback Dorian Thompson Robinson and a 2025 fifth round draft pick back to Philadelphia. Uh, and I feel this was a good move for the Browns because, I mean, Dorian Thompson Robinson, he did make some good players, but he just couldn't put it all together here. So I think this was a good move. He may be the number 2 and number 3 quarterback this upcoming season because there's going to be, hopefully, they're going to get another veteran quarterback, and they'll be competing for the starting quarterback role this upcoming season. The arrival of Pickett comes with the Browns' quarterback situation in more flukes than it's been in years as a high-priced starter. Deshaun Watson, who has been ineffective in limited playing time, is expected to miss significant time this coming season. He continues to recover from his torn Achilles. The team is also coming off a 3-14 campaign in 2024, giving them a chance to potentially draft a QB with the second overall pick in the NFL draft in April. Uh, where might Pickett fit into Cleveland's plans under center? Quite frankly, it's it's too early to tell right now. It's too soon to tell. Uh, a former first selection himself out of Pittsburgh, Pickett spent the first 2 years of his NFL career with the hometown Steelers. But although he finished a solid 14-10 as a starter, he struggled to establish a presence with the black and gold from 2022-2023 season. Pickett threw 4,474 yards with just 13 touchdowns compared to 13 interceptions, along with the 78.8 passer rating that ranked him near the bottom of the league. By the end of Pickett's sophomore campaign, the Steelers were back in the playoffs, but their would-be franchise QB had essentially been benched in favor of veteran Mason Rudolph. After Pittsburgh signed former All-Pro Russell Wilson, Pickett requested a trade and was dealt to Philly as part of a package that netted the Steelers. Excuse me, not melted, netted the Steelers a third and seventh round draft picks. Now officially regulated to a backup role, Pickett spent all of 2024 as the Eagles' number 2 quarterback, completing just under 60% of his 42 pass attempts for 291 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 pick. He started for an injured Jalen Hurts during a Week 16 win over the Dallas Cowboys, and even saw mop-up action in the Super Bowl as Philly blew out Kansas City 40-22. And swapping out for Pickett will be Thompson Robinson, a 2022 fifth round pick who showed promise as a dual threat at UCLA, but could not put it together in Cleveland in 15 games, 5 starts across 2 seasons. The 25-year-old completed just 52.6% of his passes for 880 yards, 1 touchdown, and 10 interceptions. Has 45 to passer rating, and the lowest and it's the lowest team rating. It's the lowest team history among quarterbacks with at least 100 attempts. With Watson down for the for a sealable future, Pickett technically becomes the only active quarterback on the Browns roster with 2024 backup Jameis Winston, currently a free agent. Cabot says the 26-year-old will be given the chance to compete for playing time, but that Cleveland is still expected to bring in a more established veteran who can start until their rookie is ready. Further pointing towards the possibility of the club taking a quarterback early in the draft, Pickett is also entering the final year of his rookie contract. The fifth round pick the Browns are sending to the Eagles is not actually their own, but rather the one they got from the Detroit Lions in the trade for Zadarius Smith. Last November, Cleveland now has 8 picks in the 2025 draft, with 9 in the 5th round. And a lot of quarterbacks, but I think this move was a good move for the Browns. And I do think they will take a quarterback, as I mentioned, with this number 2 pick. I think that they will do it. If not, they will probably wait till round 2 or probably like 3rd round to take a quarterback. But I'm hoping they do it with the number 2 pick or take a defensive player either way. Uh, and a lot of quarterbacks signed with different teams. Sam Darnold signed with the Seattle Seahawks. I know Daniel Gardner Minshew is on his way to Kansas City to join the Chiefs. And I know Russell Wilson was in Berea this morning talking with Browns GM Andrew Berry and also their head coach Kevin Stefanski. He also has a meeting with the Giants, but he could sign with either the Browns or the Giants. Uh, and Flacco was in a meeting with the Giants. He's also going to be with them. And there were Geno Smith signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there was a few others quarterbacks that signed with other acquired teams that were looking to acquire a quarterback. We're going to get to the Cavs and Guardians in just a moment, but right now it is time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Which basketball player retired from the NBA with the highest career scoring player percentage game average? And if you said Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls, you are correct. Now, Michael Jordan had a 30.12 player percentage and retired with that player percentage. Player percent game percentage per game. So, and I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast. So stay tuned for that. Moving on to the Cavs. The Cavs trailed by as many as 18 points in the second half Tuesday, but against all odds, they battled back to earn their 55th victory and extend their 15-game winning streak. And they're tying their 15-game winning streak they had at the beginning of the season to start the season. So that was one thing they did. It's their second 15-game winning streak of the season. Cleveland was without Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, and Ty Jerome. But the Cavs got the job done by taking down the Brooklyn Nets 109-104. The shorthanded group was led by Darius Garland's 30 points, Barrett Allen's 23 point, 13 rebound, double-double, and Evan Mobley's 21 points. The win extended the Cavaliers further into the 2025 NBA playoffs thanks to the team's 55-10 record Cleveland has now clinched at least the top four seed in the Eastern Conference, meaning the Cavs will have a home court advantage in the first round. Uh, and that could come in handy, especially considering last year's first round series. The Cavaliers defeated the Magic in 7 games, but the hometown won each outing. Cleveland, the higher ranked number four seed, had a home court advantage, including an advantage in the deciding game seven. Excuse me. Uh, However, the Cavaliers are presumably not satisfied with guaranteeing themselves as a top four playoff seed. Cleveland is 18 games ahead of number four Milwaukee, 13.5 games ahead of uh, number three New York, and 8 games ahead of 8 games ahead of number two Boston. The Cavs could be close to clinching home court advantage over the entire Eastern Conference fairly soon. The Cavs win against Brooklyn, tied their 15-game win streak to begin the season, as I mentioned, for the team's longest such streak of the year. And Cleveland will head to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies tomorrow night to attempt to set a new franchise record for the longest win streak. The win also clinched the Central Division for the Cavs for the first time since the 2017-2018 season, although the accomplishment does not affect playoff seeding. The Cavaliers, as I mentioned last, won the Central Division in the 2017-2018 season. So we will see what they do against the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow. And right now, we're going to look at the NBA scoreboard. Right now, the in the fourth quarter, the the Chicago Bulls are up on the Brooklyn Nets by two, 103 to 101, with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. And that's in Chicago at the United Center. And in New Orleans, the Orlando Magic are up by 20 points, just dominating the New Orleans Pelicans. 104 to 84 with 4:04 left to go in the fourth quarter. The in the first quarter, the Golden State Warriors are up by 7 on the Sacramento Kings, 14 to 7 with 7:23 to go in the first quarter, and the Washington Wizards finally get another win. They beat the Detroit Pistons by 5, 129 to 125, in Detroit. And the LA Lakers, they fall to the Milwaukee Bucks by 20, 126 to 106 in Milwaukee tonight. So, and right now there's the and this is a link in between the Warriors and the Kings. So, and that's just getting underway. So, and right now, moving on to the Guardians, real quickly, we'll move to the Guardians news. Uh, it wasn't too long ago, Bo Naylor was one of the Guardians' top ranked prospects and was viewed as one of the promising pieces of their future during his minor league. Uh, cool. I'm sorry, I'm having some technical problems here. Come on. Uh, Okay, now I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this other Guardian story in, but Bo Naylor has really been coming alive this spring training, and uh, all right, I'm gonna try to get the story back, and I do apologize. All right, now, as I was saying before, I apologize for the technical problems. We're going to try this again. It wasn't too long ago that Bo Naylor was one of the Cleveland Guardians' ranked prospects. He was viewed as one of the promising pieces of their future. During his minor league career, Bo showed the potential to be a solid defender with an above average power, but a valuable skill set, ML Major League Baseball catcher. Uh, uh, However, he's yet to consistently show his ability to at the big league level. Major League Baseball catchers have a lot more on their plate than any other positions, which Stephen Voigt consistently emphasizes, given his familiarity with the position. With a few big league seasons under his belt, Bo is finally showing some signs during their Cactus League uh, during their Cactus League that he's getting comfortable and could be on uh, the uh, the precise of a breakout season. Naylor has played in 10 games and 28 at bats and is hitting 230 out of 300, 37.1 with an OPS of 87.1 so far this spring. The left-handed hitter has 3 homers. This is exactly the type of production Cleveland needs from Bo. He's not the type of hitter to have a 300 batting average or a high contact rate. The Guardians need Bo to be patient, uh, pick his pitch, drive it, which is exactly what he has done this spring. Floyd even commented on Naylor's promising training camp so far on Wednesday afternoon. Cleveland skipper pointed out that Bo has great at bats, like we've talked about all spring. Bo had a great winter. He really put himself in a good position with his swing, with his approach, and he's swinging the bat really well. If Naylor can keep putting these quality bats together, uh, provide the Guardians with a power threat in the back half of their lineup and show development behind the plate, there's no reason he can't have a breakout season in 2025. So we'll see if he can do that this upcoming season. And we're getting closer to opening day, which is March 27th. And they'll take on the Kansas City Royals in their first game on opening day. And then the home opener is April 8th, and they'll take on, in their first home game, the Chicago White Sox. So we'll see how this season goes. I do think that the Cavs will get as far as the Eastern Conference final, but I'd like to see them get in the NBA Finals, but I'm not holding my breath. We'll see. Uh, we'll see what happens this upcoming season when it gets underway on March 27th. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'll be back with another one of my podcasts this weekend or next week. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.